honey wash day Midgard. My name is Michelle from Throw Once Another Letter. Hello and welcome welcome back to my channel. And today we have a book haul. So today's book haul is huge. It has only been 2 months since my last book haul, but of course I accumulated 38 books, 8 of them of which I have read, and the other books are on a list for my 2024 bullet journal. We have 3 different piles. This pile is books that Calvin has got me. This pile is for Indigenous books, and this pile is for all of the books that have been sent by publishers. You can look through and watch this, and you can probably put some of these on your TBR just to get in time for Christmas. I've been really good. I haven't been buying very many books the last couple weeks because I really want certain books for Christmas. And the thing about my family is that they very much believe in having practical things such as like clothing or like stuff that you can wear. And I'm like, no, I don't need any new clothes. Thank you very much. I would much rather have a book or a notebook or pen or something that I use every single, something that I use every single day. The thing is about holidays, I just want to segue here. You can skip to when I start actually talking about books, but I just want to say that if you are like me, maybe someone in your family has passed away and your holiday just doesn't feel the same way as it used to anymore. That same magic, that wonder, that the moments when it actually felt special, maybe they're not there anymore. And I know so very well of what that feeling is like. It is so lonely, and you see all these people getting together for Christmas. You see all of these people with their families, and you're not going to do that. You're probably going to go to the one celebration that your family's having, and maybe like there's going to be like 5 of you there, or maybe there's only going to be 10 of you there. But either way, without that person, it just seems so much more lonely. You know, for me, ever since my papa passed away, it has been 7 years, and it has been barely 3 years for my brother. And last year I had an altercation with my biological father, which caused me to go no contact with him. So holidays, they just don't seem as special. They don't seem as magical. They don't seem as, I don't get the same, oh my god, I need to celebrate. I don't get that same jovial feeling as I used to, and I'm really trying. My brother-in-law Harley and I, we have started to observe Yule, and that feels so much more peaceful for the both of us. It's something special that he and I have in our bonds. When it comes to Christmas, the only thing that I can think of in my brain is that I just want to be able to recreate that special feeling for my son, and that our family as a whole, that all I want is for us to be together. Now, this year for Christmas, we will not be with my family because my son has a doctor's appointment immediately following Christmas in a town that is 3 hours away from here, which is where all the specialist care is, which sucks. So if you're in South Dakota, you know that pretty much everything's in Sioux Falls, and that's where we have to travel. So thankfully to my brother-in-law, he's coming with us. Thankfully to my brother-in-law, he was able to help us get a discount for a hotel, and so that's where we're going to be on Christmas. And it has been probably a really long time since I've spent a Christmas away from my family, but I'm hoping that by showing you some of these things, you'll be like, oh my god, I need that for Christmas, or oh my god, I want to get that for my kid or for my niece or whoever, you know. And also today I was walking, so this is another anecdote. I'm sorry, I do not mean to be this wordy. So today I was walking on the bike path, and I noticed this tree in the window of this house, and I've passed by this house like a jillion times before. Looking at this tree, the way that it was shaped, the colors, it just felt nostalgic. I had this immense feeling of happiness, and there was beauty and magic, and it made me feel like it's possible for me to feel this joy about holidays again. I'm holding on to that feeling. Here I am, just my feelings, it's all good. But let's get into the book. The first one that we have is Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, and you already know how I feel about this book. I weirdly enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Go to the vlog. The next book that we have is The Long Game by Elena Armand. Elena watched The Big Green and was like, you know what? I'm going to write a book about that. I don't know if it is based off of that, but this just gives me The Big Green vibes. And if you have never read, watched, whatever, But basically, The Big Green is kind of similar where there are goats involved. It's about this Texas town, and they have not been the champions of anything for a really long time. The town is kind of dying. The kids there are getting like a very shoddy education, if at all. This British teacher comes in, she gets hired there, and she's like, I'm gonna make you into a football team. I'm excited for it. If that's what it is, I'm excited. So the next book that we have is Give Me a Sign by Anna Sortino. This one was only on sale for like $9.50, and I was like, and this is like an $18 book. Like, be so for real. This is about a girl who goes to a camp, and there are other deaf people there, and they're signing to each other, and it sounds like a good time. That other book, I also got Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. As far as I know, it's about this really good student, and she's like, I'm an ally, and then she starts realizing, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm not as much of an ally as I thought I was. Maybe I'm actually something. My friend Alex from Pucks and Paperbacks actually read this for the Goodreads Choice Awards. Go to his video, watch a trailer for the book, and I was like, I need this in my... Also, it's been a very long time since I've read a Becky Albertalli. So the next book that we have is The Roommate Pact by Allison Ashley. And listen, I bought this out of spite. I was looking at this and I was like, oh my gosh, Calvin, what do you think? And he tends to make fun of certain romance tropes, and he likes to be goofy and silly and read the synopses in a funky way, and it just, something about that just like grinds my gears. But also I think it's cute. It's a double-edged sword. This is about a girl that has a friends with benefits situation, and he gets hurt. Anyway, but he made fun of the entire premise, and this kind of gave me the vibes of that one plot from Grey's Anatomy, the guy that's hurt and Link gets all jelly welly of Joe. What if she actually did get with the guy and this was their romance? That's where my brain was going. Somebody's been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy and Station 19, Allison. The next one we have is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Am I just liking things that are at camps? I've never been to a camp. Not a woodsy camp. Oh, I went to performing arts camp for 4-H, and I also went to Girls State, but I don't think that you can count that. Technically, it's like a political camp, but it's sponsored by the American Legion. So shout out to American Legion, the Millette Post, for sponsoring me to go. So the next one that I have is Kiss the Girl by Zoraida Cordova, and I have never read any of Zoraida Cordova's books. I hear that she's really great. She's really nice. She's really cool. Awesome. I also have been meaning to get into the meant to be novels. So as I was saying before my camera rudely interrupted me and cut me off, I used to read a lot of books with my friend, my best friend, and my wife, Natalie. I don't know what this is about, but I did see a TikTok that she made, BK Borison. I did see one that was like, if you love Luke Danes, read this, and then it was like all of her books. Is he a grumpy man? I don't know. The next one that we have is Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Have I read an Allie Hazelwood? No, I have not. Then we have My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine, and I read this and devoured it in a single day. And this is the book that Natalie just bought, so she's gonna read it and let me know what she thinks. And it took me, I shit you not, I started this book at like 2. I had to put it down a little bit because I was making soup for Calvin, and then I picked it back up and I finished it at 6. So really it was like 4 or 5 something hours. And the last book, but not least book we have is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. But I bought this because I got an email from somebody over at Avon. Avon has been really nice to me this year lately, and I'm like, feel your forehead. Are you okay? You good? So Avon's been really nice to me because they sent me the sequel, Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. They also sent an ornament, and if I find that ornament, I will include it. I actually found it. It says Santa aims to please, and on the back it says A Holly Jolly Ever After, Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. So I don't know when I'm gonna get to put something up, but this is what I'm gonna put it up. So thank you so much to Avon for sending that over to me. Y'all are amazing. Alright, when I say that Avon's been really nice to me, I mean they also sent me Fancy Meeting You Here by Julie too. This is about a wedding, and she is, I think, a florist. Her friends are getting married and they're all employing her, and then there's a guy that she has to team up with, I think. Enlists the help of an outside caterer who turns out to be Ben Yu, Rebecca's elusive younger brother. So we love a girl who falls for her friend's brother, because we all had that. We all had a moment where we're like, oh my god, he's cute. The next book that I got from Avon was At First Spite by Olivia Dade. Yes, that's right. I got an Olivia Dade book in the mail before other people. Before most people, I should say. I mean, obviously there's still people that get arcs of it, but before most people. And this comes out in February of 2024, so I'm going to be reading this as soon as I flippin' can, and I will talk to you all about how I feel at some point. So this says, a sexy rom-com about a woman who buys the town's famous spite house, only to realize the infuriating man she can't stand lives right next door, and their unwilling proximity might spark something neither can ignore. Alright, the next ones we have are from Penguin Teens, so thank you to so much of them. I got an arc of this one earlier this year, and I read it, and I absolutely loved it, and so Penguin, thank you so much to James. James does so much for this company. So we have If You'll Have Me by Uni, and this has some really gorgeous, beautiful, it is a sapphic graphic novel about this student in college, and she meets this one girl who's kind of like fuckboy, but like fuck girl instead. But there's like reasons behind that, and they have this new spurning romance, and it's really cute. Go put it on your TBR or read it wherever you can find it, because it's adorable. The next one that I have, I'm pretty excited about, because this kind of gives me like Dolly Parton, like Fleetwood Mac vibes, I would say. It's called Every Time You Hear That Song by Jenna Forrest, and this is also like flashes back to 1963. Okay, 17-year-old aspiring journalist Darren Purchase has been a lifelong fan of country music legend Declan Castle. It spawns back to 1963 when Declan is like trying to get famous. But like, look at this cover. Does that not give you Dolly Parton vibes? Because it's giving me Dolly Parton vibes. So the next one we have is Just Another Epic Love Poem, a novel by Parisa Akbari. This one is an arc. It comes out in March of 2024. I'm really excited about this one as well, because it has poetry inside of it, and it is also sapphic. It's about best friends who have known each other for a long time and do everything together. As time goes by, they realize maybe they are something. So the next book that we have is Through Fences, written by Frederick Louis Aldama, illustrated by Oscar Garza. And this one comes out in January of 2024. It's about racism, immigrants, undocumented immigrants. I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it really actually does come out. And so thank you to Ohio State University Press for sending this to me. And then the last part of the arcs I got from Levine Querido. I cannot roll my R's to save my life. Like, if a guy put a pew pew to my head and said, roll your R's and read this sentence, I ain't making it out. Okay, so I got the form. I looked through their entire thing, and I was like, there's so many here that I'm so excited about. I've read multiples of their books, and I am really excited to see what comes out next year, because we also have Shina Linda that is coming out next year via Darcy Little Badger, and the cover art came out not too long ago, so I'm really excited about that as well. Alright, so we have The Queer Girl Is Going to Be Okay by Dale Wallace. This one, I believe, is about a girl who is taking care of her chronically ill father. Look at this cover. This is amazing. The next one that we have is The Dubious Pranks of Shane D. Goodman by Marie Lowe, author of Aviva versus the Dybbuk. Hey Siri, who are the indigenous people in Sweden?
The great majority of the people of Sweden are of ethnic Swedish origin. The two main minority groups of indigenous peoples are the Finns and the Sami, Lapps.
Semi.
This answer is from Britannica.
So this is actually from a Sami author, and that is Fire from the Sky by Moa Bake Astot, translated by Eva Apple. How do you pronounce that? Appelqvist? Quist? Translated by Eva Appelquist? You know what? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So it's Apelqvist. I should look that up. Hey Siri, how do you pronounce the last name Apelqvist?
Okay, I found this on the web for how do you pronounce the last name Appelquist. Check it out.
Appelqvist. Okay. Appelqvist. 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 Okay. Translated by Eva Appelqvist. A queer coming of age story. I love queer coming of ages. Also, look at the cover. It's gorgeous, and then look at the end pages. The next book that we have is Salsa Magic by Leticia Marrero, but I really love it just for the art style. Also, I saw this book cover on one of the reels from Living Querido, and I was like, I need that. Okay, so the next one that we have is a graphic novel, and it is called Brooms by Jasmine Walls and Theo Duvall, and also has Bex Glendinning and Ariana Maher. This also has a Choctaw character, and it is about 1930s Mississippi, but if there was magic. And magic is permitted only in certain circumstances and by certain people. I just know I'm gonna eat this up. I read the synopsis and I was like, I need to have this in my life. The next book that we have is a very big boy, and we have The Prince and the Coyote by David Bowles, illustrated by Amanda Mijangos. Look at the cover art for this. It is gorgeous. I always love when Living Querido includes this kind of stuff, and on the inside it is also a cross between illustrated and between having, ooh, I like this image. Heir to his father's throne, half Alcahuan, half Mexica. Singer, warrior, poet, 16 years old, and now betrayed a palace plot. So obviously I'm gonna have to do some Googling. I think David Bowles has a guide somewhere from what I've read. I don't read a whole lot of fantasy. I do like magical realism and like speculative fantasy magic. The last two books that we have from Living Querido is Grandma's Roof Garden by Tong Wei, illustrated by Kelly Zhang, and Ways to Play by Lynn Miller Lockman, illustrated by Gabrielle Alboros. It should not be this hard to pronounce words, but here we are this morning. Gabrielle Alboroso. So I have read this one. I haven't read this one yet, but this one's really cute. This one reminded me of my mom because it's about a grandma who she tends to her garden. And my mom and I and my papa, when I was young, we used to have a garden, and we used to spend like all day on it sometimes. And it was just one of those things that we did as a family, and I sold corn when I was a kid, and it just made me feel really good because there's a part in this book. It comes out in January next year, actually. So if you haven't put it on your TBR, that I really love, and that is having everybody together to eat. So it cannot get any more magical than that. And everybody looks happy to be together. Look at that. Everybody looks happy to be there. So definitely go pick that up because it's gorgeous. Also, the end papers are gorgeous because you have grandma just like doing stuff. And then, look at that. You see the vegetables. And then with Ways to Play, it's like this cute swirly pattern. I've been reading a lot of kids books lately, and so there's just something about looking at all of the different types of art styles that people use. That's the end of that part of the But we're going to get into all of the Indigenous books because I like to save the best and most fun for last. So the first one is actually from my aunt. She took my mom to a doctor's appointment a couple months ago. I was like, hey, can you see if you can find like XYZ title for me? And she wasn't able to find it, but she did get it ordered. So thank you very much to Auntie Carol for that. And that is the second book in the Misawa Saga, The Great Bear by David A. Robertson. This is designed, the cover art is by Natasha Donovan, and I love Natasha Donovan's art. I will never get over the fact that the art is done by somebody else for book 4. I will never get over it. I will never get over it. Like, David, you and I have beef, okay? Like, why did you do that? I get wanting to give other artists opportunities. I do. I really, really do. But when something works, you stick with it, okay? When something works, you stick with it. You should have kept all of them. Give Natasha Donovan whatever she wanted for her art. Give her twice that amount. Okay? I will be 80 years old and I'll still be like, I don't understand why David Robertson didn't have Natasha Donovan design that Misawa book. So the next one we have is thank you very much to those who reached out at Penguin Random House, because they sent me a copy of their There and prepare to scream. They sent me a copy of Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. I don't even know what to do. This one comes out, I believe, this one comes out in March of 2024, so this is on my list of, like, anticipated things. If you were watching, Erin did a read-along of this as well, but if you're looking for something that's that's lighter and for kids, then read Ancestors Approved by, it's an anthology, with Cynthia Leddick-Smith as the editor. Next we have is a couple of picture books and children's books. Thank you very much to Cynthia Leddick-Smith for sending these books to me. I love you so much. You're awesome and amazing. So we have A Letter for Bob by Kim Rogers, illustrated by Jonathan Nelson. And I really like the art style because this image in particular, this is basically a letter to their car, Bob, for like getting them around and doing things so that way they can get places that they need to go. And I think that's so cute about teaching children about transitions in life and like changes in life, about the fact that sometimes we gotta get a new car and that's okay. Next we have is Rock Your Mocks by Laurel Goodluck, illustrated by Madeline Goodnight. Also is about, oh cute, it's got a puppy. So this one's about the Rock Your Mocks tradition that happens every single year, I think between the 9th and the 15th. It's 1 week in November, I think. November 15th during Native American Heritage Month. Yep, okay. This is really good. I will be talking more about these Heart Drum books in a separate video, so look out for that. The next one that we have is Jojo McCoon's Snow Day by Don Quigley, and this also kind of like encapsulates what life has been like for JoJo during the COVID-19 pandemic, and how she just wants people to be healthy and she just wants people to be okay. Like, she has a day in with her mom and stuff like that. And I think it's so cute. We also get Grandma in here, Kokum, as, of course. I think that's really important. So it's a cute little chapter book, and I'm really excited. I cannot wait for what else Don Quigley has in store. I am really excited for her next book. It's not going to be a children's book, but it's I believe it's a YA or middle grade, but it's called Redbird Danced. So I'm really excited for that as well. So the next ones, I also received Eagle Drums by Hey Siri by Nasugrak Rainey Hobson. Okay, so this one is about a journey that Hina has to take to collect food for his family, and that he will return, and that he's going to be okay. And it sounds absolutely beautiful. Angeline Bully blurbed it and said a masterpiece. So thank you to them for sending this. But there's this little postcard with what it means to Nasugrak Rainey Thompson, and there's also some illustrations as well. Yeah, here's another illustration as well. Alright, so we have 5 books left. So, I also got an amazing package from Highwater Press. They sent me their form about, they send it like 3 months in advance because it does take them a while to send it from Canada. So thank you so much to Highwater Press for that. So the first one that we have is Hopeless in Hope by Wanda John Kehuan. And I've read Wanda John Kehuan before. I believe her art was in one of the graphic novels that I read earlier in the year. So this one is kind of hard. I'm sure it will be, but so this one is about Eva. She's, I think, 14. She lives with her kokum, I believe. And her mom is an alcoholic. She's bullied at school. Like, life is kind of rough right now. And then, Nokum. So her grandpa? So her Nokum is hospitalized. And so after her mom makes a bad mistake, she ends up in foster care. And so she has to, like, is she going to make it home? Is she not? It's important. So the next two that we have are 2 graphic novels. They are Surviving the City, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And the second one is called From the Roots Up by Tasha Spillett, illustrated by Natasha Donovan. Ayo! So my girl Natasha Donovan is the illustrator. Basically, it's about these 2 friends. One is Anishinaabe, the other is Innu. And they have to navigate the challenge of growing up in an urban landscape. The next one that we have is A Girl Called Echo, Omnibus, by Katharina Vermette, Scott B. Henderson, and Donovan Yakuchuk. So this is about the Pemmican Wars? Oh wait, is this the entire series? What the actual F? This is, oh my god, this is the whole thing. This is the whole, wow, this is the whole thing. This is the whole damn thing. She gets turned into... Oh, it's a time-traveling adventure. Okay. Alright. And the very last, but definitely not least, this is the very last one I'm going to be showing you. I'm really excited about it as well because I've heard so many good things. And I'm also very nervous. But this is called The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. And look at all these berries. Look how gorgeous this cover is, first off. Also feels really good. July 1962. So historical fiction following a family who arrives in Maine to pick blueberries for the summer, and their 4-year-old goes missing. Joe will remain distraught by his sister's disappearance for years to come. My mom is really into like thrillery type books or like mystery. This is one of my anticipated reads of 2023. I tend to sleep on certain releases as well. Like, I will be like, oh yeah, I definitely want to read that, and then I'll forget about it, and then it'll come up and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I wanted to read that. And then Catapult was super cool and reached out to me and they were like, hey, do you want to read this? And I was like, yes I do, thank you very much. Scooping all these books into my bag. So I'm really excited to read all of these books. Quite a bit to choose from. My 2024 should be vibrant as shit. Thank you so much to everyone for watching this, and thank you to everyone who has been here for the past, I don't know how long. There's some of you that have been watching me for a really long time, and I especially feel like this is the start, I feel, of me kind of like getting back into things, because I feel like for such a long time I was reading, but like I wasn't reading at the pace that I was, and I'm kind of finding that new groove of post booktube, post book talk, post book internet, and now I feel like I'm in a place where I am still hearing about books, but also I have the space and the capacity to take away and just be myself and like be alone. And I'm really excited to talk to you about all of the books that I'm going to be reading in the next year. I have not been this excited for quite a long time. Thank you very much, and I hope that you all have an amazing day. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. Make sure you are nourishing yourself. Make sure you're eating, hydrating. Get your winter coat. Don't put it off until winter touches the ground, okay? Do not wait for that snow, because that snow is a sneaky bitch. Also, if you are on the other side of the continent and you are having your summer right now, still stay hydrated, feed yourself, stay cool. But if you're up here feeling the cold as I am, stay warm, okay? Get some, you know what you should do? You should get you some work socks. Get some insulated socks. You might think to yourself, I don't need those. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Get you some workman socks. You will not regret. Look at it. I will show you. Look at this. Look at these sons of bitches. These are my husband's socks. These are amazing. Okay? They might look, you're like, oh, it looks scratchy. They are not scratchy. They are amazing, immaculate. These go on your feet and you will not regret it. You will not regret it one little itty bitty bit. Your feet will be as toasty warm as possible. So you should buy you some of those. That is it for me. If you want to be a patron, you can do the thing, and I will see you all later. Bye.